Dear Karen, this is Terry, your boy Terry, and well, my username is Surpassinggoogle across the internet, and I just wanted to see you to see my face, my unkempt face. After all these years that you've been in my histories and stories with conviction, you have stuck. I don't know. I mean, when I think of you, what can I say? Then I don't know. I don't know how to express the magnitude of my gratitude. Uh, there's been so many stories, and it's baffling that it's not baffling. Well, but in the world of today, it's baffling that there is someone that will care for another person, um, even against mountains of odds, that will bear another person's consequence. If I have to recount all the moments, experiences, all the times I've turned to you, and I mean, uh, it's just countless. It's just countless, and I don't know if this is sufficient as gratitude, but you've been in my prayers, and I fantasized about the possibilities of a vindication in the near future, where I'll be able to knock on your door, and bring some help your way. This is amongst the only thing that I've been doing. Even in the case of my parents, the story, wanting to bring them their first whispers of good news, wanting to take initiative, action instead of a cycle of consolation. And, be son for once, be Terry. I failed in that regard. The story, uh, after more than up to 5 years of not seeing my parents, I eventually see them, and the case of my mom, she passed. And well, how weak words are in terms of depth when it comes to explaining some tenets of this complex life. But you understand many things. You're deep, and you understand those battles. Those Job-like battles. It exists, and sometimes I'm baffled by. I mean, how come some creatures don't get tired of just perpetrating, I don't know, perpetrating, whether it's evil. I don't like to use those words, but sometimes it's baffling, that some creatures don't get tired of stuff like that. I mean, everything becomes boring when it's in repetition, So anyway, I hope for a vindication. Then my dad arrived, and with illnesses, and then I have my own as well illnesses because my body has taken too much of a beating. The story, even from when I was younger, just so that I can grasp and understand life and humans. I'll do the hustle without an outlet, just so I can find answers. And then my body took a beating. All the battles I've done, I mean, sometimes I feel it's beyond human. Not like I'm invincible or anything, but only Jehovah has given me grace to continue, because you get to a stage where it all means nothing. When you have seen many things become ordinary. The things I've seen is unrelatable. you know, Hallmark of shame, if these things are to be pronounced. But there's no shame. There's some time in this life when there's a vindication. I will air them out, for the sake of humanity. Um, anyway, this all constitutes my gratitude towards you. Uh, I don't know if I've done a video like this, and I don't know how, or I mean, how orderly I am with my sentiments when in a video. I think I'm better when I'm typing or writing. I hope I'm disoriented for sure, but this is heartfelt, and I just hope it comes out. My presence here spells the state of my heart, my gratitude. There's so many things to say, so many things to say, but this is a public video, and you know, there are things that are encoded that you'll understand. Only you will understand. Um, well, there's been hassle, since my dad came, he has medical expenses, and it's a daily affair. You know, it's heights of anxiety, and that is not even as complex as what men have to go through, especially when you have become a full-blown man for real. It's a very complex life. I mean, the way the mind processes this stuff, and that's why my dad, practically can't take some things and suffers for it. He has hefty dreams. He carries the dreams of many nations, and falling short is something that he cannot handle, and he begins to crumble. I understand these things because I'm that way as well. Most people, uh, these things are a bit deep to understand, but these things exist. And my dad's wailing is audible, and I'm first son. I carry his dreams and mine, and of course the dreams of many nations as well. And my makeup is, I don't know, is human. To bear these things, it kills. I eat it up. In our worlds, we eat things up like they don't exist in the dictionary. There's no outlet, no hospital. If it's depression, you do it like daily bread. you know but I know of the damage. I know now of the suffering my mom must have gone through, because my dad is a giant man. He has maintained his dreams intact, and I mean, what she would have gone through watching him in his ordeals daily. And gosh, I just hope there was breakthrough for her. And I understand her formation may have been changing, the whole leukemia thing. I entertain fears of having that because the level of stress that I've had in my body. I'm a 60-year-old person. Hopefully I'll live till 200, because, you know, a young boy that didn't do anything that has to do with living, the normal things that are even reflexes of humans are abnormal in my case. I don't have the ability to relax, to enjoy anything, you know, to fantasize. Currently, the only fantasy I can manage to create is that of being able to love my dad better, because this is per minute. He doesn't sleep, and everything about him is audible, and he's undergoing, a lot of. He needs help. I need to love him better. And this was something I couldn't do with my mom. I watched as a half human, helpless. I just spent 16 days with her, and I just stood there watching. Finally, I got to see her, and I couldn't love her well enough. And then my dad arrived, and it's going to 2 years, and I've been doing this daily, not being able to love him right and just watch him. And I began to deteriorate in my own health, 24/7, excruciating pains all body long. And I don't know what I am. I don't feel like I'm a human anymore. But I still believe that there's chance for a vindication, especially if I can regain my health. Right now, my bother is just that, because my productivity levels is, compared to your boy Terry that has existed, is extremely low. And my expenses has risen since my dad arrived. That's I can no longer keep up. All that I've been spending all along has been all my capital savings from my projects. I have many projects and innovations which have been built to a certain level, but so that it doesn't lose its essence to the smaller things like money. I've kept on stubborn and, so that I can build the models, the enterprise models for this project at the very least to a certain extent so that it accomplishes its mission. And its grand mission is to redirect creation to Jehovah. That's it. You know, I call his name, and many people call his name as well. You know, we've done, I mean, anyway, you will understand. I want to do good till people are told of the Creator, and propagate curriculums that enable people to evolve in their creation. That's one way of learning about the universe through creation. And most times we have creation in our midst, and we don't evolve that. We don't, exert human virtues or explore our senses to where we told of the Creator. you know. So these are the things I want to propagate by means of my projects, and I don't want to lose that the grand potential and essence to desperation for survival. I'm past that, the cycle of hand-to-mouthism and half-humanism. So I'm going to turn to you once again. I want to stand again. The reason for the Macrohard hub, it's an office where I can gather people. At the very least, I can see faces again, maintain proximity to my dad. So the office will be near my house so that I can cater to my dad and gather people, programmers, entrepreneurs, graphic designers, and all that. uh, you know, Inculcate in them the tenets from real life, the knowledge from the notebooks, legit literacy, knowledge about the creator, and emanate from them brothers. Have them, use my projects as case study so that they can hone their expertise and in the process build my projects. As they turn out brothers, they will get to build their noble dreams and those of others in the future. By means of the office, there will also be media in the form of videos that will constitute a means for an income stream in the near future, perhaps through content sharing platforms like YouTube. At month 3 in the hub, we will start teaching consulting for non programmers who are project owners, and teaching programming in the hub. And I have an entire school that I've written curriculums for. It's called Legit Literacy, where I'll be teaching content from the notebooks and perhaps for a fee, to where the hub or office is self-sustaining and forming a means for sustenance for my household. But one of the utmost pertinent of this hub is, my ability to find rest for the first time, a measure of rest, where I can start to allocate my many tasks to others who are present in the hub. Then I can begin to find rest while my dreams are in motion as well. Because the building of my projects is part of my healing. This is something I've been doing for so long. And yeah, so I'm going to turn to you again. The building of this hub is essential, and I'm hoping that when I rise again on my 2 feet, especially when I regain fitness, I'll be able to go on from there, without turning to help, especially when it comes to finances, and keep on sustaining my household and building projects that will sustain many. And hopefully, I can knock on your door one day and surprise you with a gift, to express my gratitude.